That's because I had myself muted. Oh my goodness. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday afternoon. I was just saying, I'm trying out this new streaming software. So, yeah, there's going to be glitches, right? Thanks, Donna, for letting me know that you couldn't hear me because I just totally forgot that I had myself muted. You'll have that. Hey, here I am, and you can hear me now. So, as you saw from the title of this video, we're going to be painting a blue crab. And in the description, I put a link to the art kit for this canvas painting. So if you want to make your own, check that out. I have this one that I've already started here, and I'm going to get working on that one. But this is the one that's in the art kit. This one I'm working on, I kind of made the background sand. You can do it however you want, but this one I made it more like it's hanging out on the dock or something, you know. Got some planking there. That's kind of fun. So hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm trying to see where I can see what's happening. Well, maybe there, but I don't know. There's so much to learn on this thing. You know, I'm getting there. If I'm actually live on YouTube and Facebook right now, then hallelujah, because it's been a couple of days where I've been trying to finagle that. And I can't check on my phone because it's my camera here, my crab camera. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to paint, and I'm glad y'all are here with me. Eventually, I'll figure it out where I can um, see the chat and everything. That was my knee. Ow. I just had an idea. Maybe this other iPad. Ooh. Make sure my volume's turned down. You know, I think something's working because I hear myself from the other room. So I hear my dog. She hears somebody here, I think. I'm just going to mute myself for a moment while she gets that barking out of her system. All right, I think maybe the barking is over. And I'm looking at I see that I am live on Facebook. So hello, Facebook people. Hello, Facebook friends. They're on the Joyful Paintbrush page. I'm Karen. You've met me. If you haven't met me, then it's nice to meet you. And it looks like I'm also live here on YouTube. Holy cow, I got it working. This is a milestone day. I tell you what. Now I can go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. You're going to be seeing a whole lot more of me, friends. I think that's a fun thing. All right, here we go. Now I can see what's happening. I can say hi. Hi, Texas Donna. Hi, Bad Idea Lab. Adventures with Swifty is hanging out. Hey, Brewers Prospecting. Super awesome. I think I've got everything working now. Holy cow, I'm finally ready to paint. How about you? I had a good painting session with one of my students this morning, actually. It was very fun. He's a young person who's very into video games. So we frequently paint characters from video games. Like he likes Fortnite and other things that I've never even heard of. I'm really out of touch with that kind of stuff. But that's what we painted this morning. It was fun. I sneak in some color theory and some painting theory while we're, you know, painting the subject of choice. They get to pick the subject every week. It's very fun. It's really fun to see their progress as they grow up, you know, through the change in their skills sometimes is so dramatic just even in a short time, like 3 months, if you're working with a kid for 3 months, you can see such a growth in their skills if you're really focusing on one thing like painting. It's kind of cool. Adults can be like that too if we want to. Sometimes we don't want to. Let's see. The next thing I'm going to add on this crab, I've sort of got all of my base coat down. The next thing I'm going to add are some fun highlights and shadows, but they're like not technical at all. They're just fun and loose. Some lighter lines and some darker lines. We can think of it that way. Doesn't feel as intimidating, maybe. Let's see. All right. I'm going to mix some lighter green here. You can see I've used this palette once or twice. I'm going to mix a little bit of that turquoise, and I just like to have fun mixing some new colors for stuff like this. Like I start with the colors that, I have already in my painting. And then I kind of mix them up in different ways. Like how can I make a new different color? So let's see how this, oh yeah. So I'm just going to make some light brush stroke marks there on the tops. It could be even a little lighter on the tops of my crab's legs. This is a really fun part of this paint. Yeah, that we have more contrast with that. It was a little too dark and it kind of blended in before. There we go. Thanks for hanging out and chatting, everybody. Ah, Brewer, I see you over on Facebook too. Hello. You're everywhere. It's kind of fun, all these different platforms. This new software that I'm using, Restream, you probably heard of it. New to me. They have so many different things you can connect to. I'm like, how could you even keep up with that many accounts? I don't even know. Maybe it's not all just, one person doing it. It could be like a team. That would make a lot more sense. I'm going to change the color up here a little bit. Make it a little more green, I think, for this one. So we have a little more contrast. There we go. That's fun. On this turquoisey leg. And then I'll make it a little more turquoisey for the green leg back here. But it needs to be a lot lighter. You never know until you try with painting. Just got to give it a go and see how it looks. Fortunately, in acrylic painting, everything is fairly easy to fix or change. So it's not like you're just stuck with it, the way that it is. You can paint over stuff and cover it up. You can, if the paint is still wet, you can wipe it right off. Oh, I think I know what that was. I heard a big old Amazon van. I bet that was some canvases I'm having delivered today for paint parties coming up this month. Gonna be so much fun. Oh my goodness. I have got a lot of crab painting going on this month. The first one is this Sunday over at Maltese Brewery in Tappahannock, if you're local. We're going to be painting Sunday afternoon. You can paint a crab on canvas, or you can paint a crab on plywood. And we're going to have a blast. It's going to be from 3 to 5, so it's plenty early enough to get back home for dinner and chillax time on Sunday evening. Maltese Brewery in Tappahannock. If you love pinball, that is the place for you. They have a ton of vintage pinball machines. I'm really looking forward to it. They have a kitchen. They make homemade soup. Yes, this place is sounding like my place. That's one thing I love about doing paint parties is I get to pick out really fun places to hang out, places that have great drinks and really tasty food and wonderful service. And I get to partner with businesses that I really like and want to support. And so we help each other out. It's such a wonderful thing. Small business owners, helping small business owners, and yeah, just kind of getting more of the vibe out there in the world that we want, good stuff. Now we're going to mix. Oh, I forgot those big old, how could I forget those big old front legs? What's wrong with me? I know I was talking about pinball. Swifty and I had a pinball game for a while in the back room of the house, not this house, but our 2 houses ago. And man, that was some kind of fun. But that thing was always breaking down, always something wrong with it. It was one of the old mechanical ones. It wasn't digital. It was an analog. That was really fun. I'm going to put some highlights right there on the pointy bits. We had a ton of fun with that thing. But we moved and we didn't have room for it, so we had to let it go. That happens. Moving on, we'll just go visit the place that has the pinball machines now. Yeah, always support local business. Absolutely. I think that's the way to do it. One of my other favorite places to paint right now is Wind Vineyards in Tappahannock, also a small business, but it's actually rather large. It's a 700-acre farm, and they grow their own grapes. They make probably more than 20 varieties of wine. Some are just, varietals, some are blends. They do amazing things. They have a great big tasting room and they host events, and they're into monster trucks. Not really my thing, but it's pretty cool. But they do a lot of events. They do a lot of live stuff there in the tasting room, karaoke and live music and art stuff. So I'm over there about once a month doing fun stuff at the winery. I love that place. And the wine is delicious. Never hurts. Let's see. I was going to mix a little bit of darker colors now, and that dark blue is really going to help me with that. I've got a little bit of turquoise, a little bit of dark blue. No doubt, wine tasting. Yeah, the last event I did over there, actually, I did with Megan Smith. She's a local baker, and we had canvas and confections for Valentine's Day. It was a Galentine's event, and we decorated a cake together. And then we painted this cute little love truck with all these heart balloons. It was adorable. It was such a fun afternoon with I think it was about 15 ladies that created with us that day. And it was just a blast. We had a little photo booth set up where you could take pictures, tons of heart balloons everywhere. It was just actually all the heart balloons that I had in my studio for a long time. They came from that event. It was so much fun. I can't wait to do. Megan and I were talking about doing a Mother's Day one. So that'll be our next canvas and confections event. Mother's Day. It's such a cool idea. I'm so glad she was the one that had the idea for it. And she hit me up and said, "Hey, I've seen your stuff on Facebook. You want to do something together?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, that sounds like fun." And we both already did events at Wind. So that was a good place to start. Putting a little dark with that light here. My paint's a little dry, which is hard to imagine. Well, the ceiling fan's on, that's why. When you're retired, you got to have a hobby. So, well, I don't think you're talking about painting. uh, that's right. When you're retired, you got to have a hobby. Too bad I'm not retired yet. But you know what? What I do for work hardly feels like work, y'all. I'm sure you've heard the saying, if you enjoy what you do, it hardly feels like work, right? It really doesn't. I teach art. I teach art to grown-ups. I teach art to kids. I make art. I mean, my life is amazing, and I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful that I get to do this. It's really incredible. I'm grateful you're here hanging out with me. And after I sign off here, I have a couple more lessons this afternoon. I'm teaching a sewing lesson right after this, and then I'll be doing some drawing later on today. So taking a little break in between. Hey, T-Rep. Taking a little break in between private lessons online here. Let's see. I think today I taught. Have taught or will teach kids from 3 continents today. Central Europe, the United States, of course, and where's the other one? I think South America. It's pretty amazing. Oh no, the dreaded heart. Now, see, darn it all, the tarnation. I thought I hit that button earlier. When I was going through all my million, I looked at everything on YouTube today to try to figure out my problem, and I came upon that thing, live reactions, and I was like, oh, I don't want that. So I left it unclicked. So, yes, thank you, Swifty. He said he's going to learn me. He'll teach me. I'll get it. I'm just grateful that I figured out how to go live. So here I am working on this cute crab. I'm going to mix a little light blue here and add a little highlight in our crab's eye. That needs to be a lot lighter than that, though. Got to have enough contrast so it stands out. Oh, my word. What is happening back there? Oh, there's a door that's closed and the cat's not happy about it. And I almost rinsed my brush in the wrong water. Even though I've got them sitting on opposite sides, drink over here, drink water over here, still, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Let's see, speaking of sometimes, what time is it? I got plenty of time to still work on this crab a little and hang out. Yeah, so now that I've got this new program going where program software, whatever it is, where I can go live on both of these at the same time, I will be going live a lot more and painting, so look out. And also, speaking of going live and painting, this Saturday evening, the 16th, no, what's today? Not this Saturday, the next Saturday. Right, we're going to be painting live over at JP Lawns and More. So be sure to join us for that. We're going to be painting the Lucky Gnome. If you're kind of local, like if you're East Coast, you probably still have time to order an art kit. So check that out. I've got a link to my shop in the description. Yeah, I thought it was. Yes, I almost. It is an ongoing problem. So I saw a good one this week. You know, somebody took their paint water cup to make sure they would never make the mistake of picking it up and almost drinking it. And they put clothespins all the way around the edge, you know, so I kind of solved that problem. I thought that was a pretty good idea. I usually don't mistakenly pick this one up to drink it, and you can probably like tell why. Only if I'm really not paying attention. Although I have to tell on myself. One time recently, I emptied my paint water, rinsed out my jar. I was getting some fresh paint water. I was talking to Swifty at the same time, I think, and I filled it with water and I took a big swig and I set it down. I went and did something else, came back and got it, and I looked and I was like, why is half of my paint water gone? And I thought, oh, I drank it. Just completely on autopilot. Pour the water, drink the water, right? Oh my goodness. I just had to laugh at myself. At least it was clean. At least it was clean. It happens. It's a very common paint problem. For sure. All right, we're going to put some different stuff here on the inside of our crab now. And I like to touch my paper plate, touch my palette after I load my brush. It gets like the big blob that's there at the beginning off. So you can, you don't have that big blob to deal with. I'm going to put a couple of highlights on here. A couple down here. I don't know, can you hear that helicopter? We get a lot of military aircraft because of where we are, you know. It's making the house vibrate. It's making the stuff on my shelf vibrate. That's the door. Yeah, that one was pretty low. That's all right. You'll have that. I got a train somewhere, you know. I think they do a lot up and down the Tank here where we live. Where was I? I was painting this. Well, I was finishing up this crab here. I think I'm almost down to just the red bits. And red is a fairly translucent paint color. So that's why I did not paint the ends of the claws blue, because when you paint red over it, it just kind of like washes out the red. It's not very vibrant at all. So I am going to put some red highlights other places on my crab, but I'm not going to worry about, they're going to be a little duller, but that's okay. These are sort of like the focus of the red. So I want those to be a nice glowy red. So I left those white underneath, underpainting. Let's see. So for the color of my Crab's Claws. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. Hope we get to paint together soon, either in real life or online. I've got a lot of online paint parties coming up. If you've seen the cool mushroom, it's back there on the wall. I'm doing that on the 13th. That's a live online paint party. I'll be in a Zoom room. And if you join, you'll be there with me. We'll be painting together. It's going to be super fun. Let's see. What else have I got coming up? Online paint parties. I told you about JP's, the Lucky Gnome. You already know about that. And then towards the end of the month, I have another online paint party coming up, Beachy Bouquet. It's an arrangement of hydrangeas in a cute striped vase with some little beachy accoutrement alongside. That's really fun to paint. If you're not into the beachy aspect, you could leave the little starfish and the shell off, and you could just have a really nice, lovely hydrangea arrangement. So there's more than one way to do that too. Here we go. Is that too orangey? No, I don't think so, but I think maybe it's a little too dark. So I'll add a little white. Okay, that's more like what I'm looking for. Sometimes it's not always about the real colors. It's about what you want to look good in your painting, you know? My printer's doing funny things over there. Mind of its own. Can you hear it? Don't we all need a black light magic mushroom? That is so on my list, dude. After I painted this mushroom last night, I was like, that was the first mushroom, but it ain't the last. I have so many mushroom ideas, and that is a really good one. Black light magic mushroom. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, so this just kind of filters down into the white. I'm going to leave just a tad of white there between the blue and the red. You and your patterns, friends. Too funny. I'm going to turn it around so it's easier for me to paint this direction. Ooh, I dropped some water on there. I made a mess. Fortunately, it was already dry, so it didn't matter. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to reach a certain curve or an area of your painting if you turn it around a little. So nothing wrong with that. And I always take easels to the paint parties with me. Sometimes folks use them, sometimes not. Sometimes they just lay it down and paint flat like this. So sometimes I use my easel back there. Sometimes I just paint flat. So it kind of depends what mood I'm in, what I'm doing. As far as the camera goes, it's easier. Sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. It's easier to show you what I'm doing when I'm working flat like this. I've got the camera all set up here, you know, with the circle light, and just makes it easy. It's right here beside me, so I can talk to you on the little iPad here, and I can do my thing here. But sometimes it's fun to paint. I like painting on the easel. It makes it a lot faster because you can kind of take a step back and look at it and kind of gauge where you are and what does it need. What do I need to add? Where do I need to work in a little more? One of my favorite tricks when I'm painting and to kind of judge my painting and evaluate it, see what it needs, where I need to work more in. I like to take a picture on my cell phone and look at it. And I can't do that. Hey, Stacking with Passion. Hey, Jessica, I think that's you, right? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm working on this blue crab. Since I live here on the Chesapeake Bay, blue crabs are a really big deal around here. A really big deal. So I've got, as I was saying earlier, I've got a couple of yeah, awesome. Good to see you. Glad you came to visit. I got a couple of crab paint parties coming up. This one Sunday at the Maltese Brewery, the pinball joint that I was telling you about. And then I'll be over at Matthews County Women's Club. We're going to be painting some crabs over there and having some delicious refreshments prepared by the ladies of the Women's Club. Don't want to miss that one for sure. Last time at Christmas, we had a paint party over there. We painted the Highland Cow and we had Christmas refreshments. So delicious. Homemade ham biscuits and all kinds of sweet treats. It was amazing. So Matthews County Women's Club, don't miss that one. That's really fun. And I have one more crab painting session. Oh, at the Blue Crab in West Point. Another delicious, amazing place to eat. Cute decor, amazing food, great service. Everybody over there is wonderful. So lots of opportunities to paint the Blue Crab with me in real life here in the Middle Peninsula. And also, I'm going to be doing a Blue Crab online paint session. I don't have my calendar right here, so I couldn't tell you when, but got lots of online paint sessions coming up, and they're really fun. They are a Zoom meeting, so I'll hook us up with a Zoom meeting for these online paint parties. It's not like we're live online where people can see us. It's just a private thing where we hang out on Zoom and paint together. And the nice thing is, since it's Zoom, you can see me and I can see you. You can show me your painting. We can talk about what you're doing, what you like, what you don't like, and how to get it, how you like it. So that is a really cool online paint parties. I've been teaching online art since 2020. That's been my main gig when I left public school teaching. I've been teaching on outschool.com since then, and that's what we use. We use the Zoom platform. So for the past 4 years, I've been teaching art several days a week on Zoom, and it's really amazing. Yeah, outschool.com, if you haven't heard of it, it's a great K through 12 platform, ages 3 through 18, all fully online. Some of it's live, some of it's asynchronous, pre-recorded videos and stuff. But you can find any subject, any topic that you could possibly imagine. It's amazing because they let teachers write their own classes and to teach it how they want to teach it. They don't make it, well, they make very few rules. They make really good rules about content, and things like that. But as far as how you want to teach and your schedule and all like that, you make it as the teacher. And then families and kids find things that work for them, things the kids are interested in, things that work with their schedule and their budget. And so the only kids that show up in your class are ones that really want to be there. And that is so amazing. It is really amazing. I love that. And actually, most of my business over there now is private lessons, private art lessons, either drawing and painting, or actually now mostly sewing. I've been doing a lot of sewing stuff over there. So that's been really fun. It's like I said earlier, if you can find something that hardly feels like work, it's an amazing blessing. And that's where I am with outschool.com. It's an amazing blessing. I've taught kids on every continent except Antarctica. And I think I have to give that one up. It's not going to happen. And that's okay. I'm okay with every other continent besides that one. It's really been amazing. I never imagined that when I left teaching public school, I would have such an opportunity to do something that I love in such a meaningful way. Like to be teaching students who really are interested in art and in sewing and want to pursue either careers in that field for the older students, or are really eager and interested in learning as far as the younger students. Just such a blessing for all of us, really. And I've developed relationships with a couple of families whose students I've been teaching for the past 4 years. I've really gotten to see them grow and gotten to know them as people and know their families, and gotten to know some really amazing people there. It's really such a blessing. JP, how's it going? We were talking about online paint parties. Got one coming up on the 16th over there at JP's, the Lucky Gnome. Super fun. I just scrubbed away a little error there with a wet paper towel. You gotta love it. Easy to fix. Let's see, what am I missing? Oh, I know, I need to put some little highlights and lowlights in here. And then I think I'll be about done with my Blue Crab for the day, and I'll be about done with my stream. I've got to tidy up all my painting stuff and get out my sewing stuff for my next private lesson. Yeah. Let's see, today will be our first meeting and we're working on hand sewing. So we'll probably stitch together a small pillow. We can talk about how to right sides and wrong sides and turning things inside out. And it's going to be super fun. Teaching drawing and painting is really fun and interesting, but teaching sewing I really enjoy because it's so fascinating and compelling to be able to make like real things, you know, things that you can use in everyday life. Yeah, real things. And sewing is really good for that. It's an amazing art process. What was I going to paint? I got thinking about sewing. Here we go. I'm painting some little highlights and lowlights on the crab points here to make it extra super crabby. All these little pokey out bits. All those little bits that want to poke you. Whew. Even after they're deceased, you know, and you're eating them, they're still kind of dangerous. I've injured myself. Oh, hey, cool. Enjoy that, Donna. Live music premiere starring a hip hop rap artist is reacting for the first time to Merle Haggard. That should be really interesting. And after I'm done here today, I'm looking, I see I need to share a lot of inches. So that's on my list to do today too. Next time you come over, hopefully friends, you'll be blue. You can share links and stuff. I was going to say share the link, but you're not a moderator yet. So got to fix that. Here we go. A little darker blue. We'll just put that right next to the light marks I made, and it'll give it just a little dimension. It's funny how just a little, like really almost abstract mark can, your eye turns it into something, you know, just because it's light and dark together. I had a little extra blue on my brush, so I thought, oh, why not add it? You know, why not? Hey, cool. I think our crab might be about finished here. Maybe just a little more highlight in the eye. I'll mix a little blue and white together here with the handle of my paintbrush. I'm just going to make a little dot, a little light. I think it needs to be even lighter though. There we go. That's about right. A little dot in the eye, just kind of bring it to life. I think that was the finishing touch there. All right, so check out Blue Crab Art Kits, link in the description. Online paint parties, if you're interested in painting with me, my email is in my about. That's what I get for not looking and reaching for my paint plate. My email is in my about section here on YouTube, so shoot me a message if you're interested in online paint parties, and check out my Facebook page too if you're here on YouTube. I've got a lot of stuff over there too, so thanks for hanging out. Really? Obi said thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time, friends, which will be this evening over at Adventures with Swifty. We'll be right here in the studio, just on his channel, hanging out, doing some fun giveaways. Let's see, we've got some trivia. We had fun writing that over coffee this morning. We've got all kinds of fun giveaways. See you over there this evening. And I'll see you back here on this channel probably tomorrow. All right. Toodles.